Hello there. It seems you found me. It's lovely to see you, my dear. Now, if you just wait but a moment, I will be supplying our friends with a way to find us. Here we go. Hello there. If you know me, well, it's good to see you again. If you don't know me, my name is Charles Williams. It's lovely to see you tonight. I, you know, lots of strange things, awful things are happening tonight. I know, but here I am. I fear we've lost so many of our friends. But you're here, and I'm so glad you are. You know, if Mr. Billings was supposed to wait before the ball ended tonight, he was supposed to let it go all night, didn't he? But he did not. It's just us, my friends. Just here we are, together. I know you will. And I'm so, so grateful for you. Perhaps Henry will, come back soon. And maybe that's why I'm feeling so out of sorts. You say a hair is out of place? There we go. Do I look better now? Yes, Lady Emily, it quite was. Suddenly, I watched you all go through quite a panic. It makes me quite sad. I know. But, my friend Kai, it's, oh, don't I feel so blessed to, be seen so closely? I think a part of me that is saddened the most is that I know that our friends were sent home so soon. So many of our friends, and I'll miss them. And perhaps a chance might come. Perhaps a chance might come for us to be able to meet there again. Well, how are you feeling tonight? Hello there? I know. Can you believe? But, you know, perhaps things will get better. I'm not quite sure if this way that we're meeting, if I've done it all quite correctly. Perhaps I might have sent certain tags a certain way. I'm not quite sure. And you're right. That was quite stressful. You know, It was quite alarming, wasn't it? Well, it was the strangest thing, you see. I was talking to all of you, and suddenly, you all just stopped moving. I didn't know what to do. I was frightened, honestly. Strange, you were all just frozen. And then suddenly, it's as if some of you just turned to vapor and left the room. Then, all together, even I tried to touch you. I tried to see who was here in the room, but everything went dark. And it didn't stop until I left the room. And I closed the door, walked back in, thinking perhaps we imagined the whole thing. We encountered a hitch, I suppose. But when I opened the door again, it wasn't there. The room was gone. So I closed the door. I opened it once more, and here we are. Somewhere else. Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Well, somehow I don't quite think this is a dream, Kai. But we'll make the most of it, won't we? You know, it seems quite that even though we believed we did have a bit more time, quite in my natural fashion, it seems that I would arrive late, only to leave early. I do hope that the last words that I said were copied down into my records. And do you know what I also wonder? Here's something quite... Well, as you might know, you see, I've been doing business at the ball as well, and I've been gaining monetarily from that business, and it's all stored. It's all stored. And my business partner said, just like he has for months and months and years upon end, that he will pay me on Wednesday. But I don't know. What will happen to that? Not quite sure. I'm sure something will happen. I don't know. But, I suppose, should we, keep going? You were asking me questions, and I was asking you questions. Should we discuss things about tonight, or would you just like to, sit here and talk to someone else? Quite so. You know, I know a song. Well, suddenly I can't remember what it's called. I don't know, Callista. Perhaps it's, just part of my mind. You see, I was raised in a world where Mother and Father would take us to quite a lot of important places, and we were forced to behave, because if we did not, a lasting impression would be given, and, well, you know how people with money are. They think they own the world, and they do not. You know, it is quite a grand thing to be born with the privilege that I have been born with. You see, my father, well, you might know him. Ethan Williams? Yes, that's the one. The Citibank president. And you might know the vice president. Why, it's the person who is hosting this ball tonight. Mr. Henry Billings Sr. Have you heard of him? Ah, who hasn't? See, even though I was born into my father's family, and I've been awarded privilege of just things that not everyone gets a chance to be a part of. That's all right, Crystal. I'll see you later. I'm sure of it. But do know that these tears, they are for you. Get home safe, dear. Now, I've tried to do the best that I could with my father's money, and in fact, I've put some of it into my own poetry and into the Swan Society. I've also, I funded quite a few businesses. There's a shelter for children and anyone who's seeking asylum from, well, violence here in Montpelier. Yes, the Safe Haven shelter. I've supported that as well. You know, even a couple of years ago, I supported Joseph Evans in New York City. Have you heard of him? Famous gentleman's designer. Yes, that's the one. And that's all right, Crystal. Did you hear what I said earlier? It's been lovely to see you, and I'm so glad you've been here for me tonight. Enjoying the ball. Safe travels home, dear. I hope the carriage ride isn't too, bumpy. Yes, Joseph Evans, well, truly, you know, I used to, well, I know that all you here know that Henry and I are lovers, yes? Well, Joseph Evans and I, we also were lovers. For a time. A short time. Tonight, it feels almost like a dream. An insanity. This ball, it's always such a mess, it seems. But I'm glad you're here with me. All of you. Huh. Are any of you here tonight? Tell me something, anything. I, I believe, for a moment, there was well, there was something preventing me from hearing you, something in my ear, I suppose. I do hope Henry comes back soon. It's funny. I've been here so many times before. This exact mansion. And yet, it's as if it's different all the same. What are you supposed to do with that feeling? I'm not quite sure. Maybe so. Now what is this? Interesting. And what is this? Oh. And what is this? Oh. Well, all right. Lots of interesting things here that I'm not sure what to do with. You know, Henry was talking to someone tonight, and she looked not familiar to me at all. But she was beautiful. She had this beautiful flaxen hair. Blonde, but with a certain ashen haze over it. She was gorgeous. And she had this deep purple gown. It swam about the floor as she danced with quite a few men. Now, it is not uncommon for times like tonight for both Henry and I to greet people that we haven't seen in a while and to visit with those friends of ours who we need to keep up appearances, yes? And, well, I didn't know who she was. I don't know all of Henry's friends and all of his connections. That would be quite obsessive, wouldn't it? But Henry seemed to know her. He seemed to be quite familiar with her. And he looked at her in a way that, to be quite honest, in a way that he's looked at me. But this time, he was looking at her with a familiarity, and then his eyes, for a split second, went wide like that. What do you suppose? I can't know everything that goes on in his mind, but I do know when he's troubled by something. You know, Eleanor, she's always walking about, and she's, always talking about, how she can get anyone really to tell her anything. She fancies herself like a spider. Kai, I'm so happy to have found you again. Pardon, I can't speak right this evening. I'm so glad that you have found me, and I'm here with you. Kai, do you remember when we've met? Was it in this year, 1906, or was it last year, 1905? Or was it quite earlier? And you don't know how much that warms my heart. You know, Eleanor told me something that I find a little troubling. Crystal, I'm glad you're here. Mm. And you know, when we met, I was going through quite a hard time as well. Funny how things are brought together. But things are better now. I have Henry. I have friends here like you. Eleanor Price, do you know of her? Who doesn't? Everyone knows Miss Eleanor Price. You know, I met her in, England when I was at school. Do you know how we met? Me and Eleanor. See, I went to, an all-boys school in England, and I was born here in America. Here in Montpelier, Vermont. And, do you remember the name you used to go by? It might trigger a memory for me. Though if you don't wish to share it, that's all right. You know, I can see that, well, now isn't this interesting? Well, hold on. Here we go. I have a feeling I suddenly don't know how to spell words. And perhaps I've had a little too much tonight. Let's see. And there we go. Words are quite hard. Now, what was I talking about? I see you all are very curious. I know, it must seem, quite interesting. Me, a man, being with Henry. I know so many things. Now, how do I make this go away? There we go. All right. Do you suppose I could try to open that clock? It is mysterious. They've told us not to go into it. You see that grandfather clock over there? Perhaps we should just stay here. Perhaps it's just wishful thinking. What do you think we should do? I wonder. Let's see here. Ah. Quite right. I should just keep on then. Yes, now, I know I've spoken to many people tonight. And you'd like to hear About Henry and me? Well, you know, Henry and I've known him my entire life. He's known me only, well, only, let's see, how old is Henry now? He's known me for 20 years. Wow. Funny that in all those 20 years, it's only really just under 3 of those years that Henry and I became quite close. Now, as you might know, my father and his father, they're business partners. My father is the president of the Citibank, and his father is the vice president. So we've always been orbiting around each other our whole lives. And when I was with him, I didn't want to talk to him. He was standoffish, he was cold, and he wanted nothing to do with me. And, you know, it's become quite cold in here. I believe earlier, the sound of the fire was just annoying to me, so I had them snuff it out. But now that it's become quite colder, I believe I should have them lighted again. Let's see if an attendant is around. George, 1 second. My friends, I'll be right back. George, do you think you could light the fire over there? It's just become so quite cold. Yes. Thank you, George. There we go. That seems right. And here we are. I was wondering. See, I'd forgotten that I had put out that fire. And suddenly, I realized just how cold I was getting. I know. Kai, it's going to be quite hard, isn't it? You know, we all, here I am, Tisha. I know, we almost got disconnected there for a while. You know, perhaps I could think of a best way to describe this. We all, when we came to, the ball tonight, you all were, with me in the garden, weren't you? And there's a maze there. Is it really? Now, my friend, when I hold up this hand to you, is it further to your right or further to your left? This is my right hand. This is the right side of the room. Tell me. You know, I must say, I do feel quite handsome tonight. And with this much powder on. Yes. My right hand is on the left. Huh. How odd. I wonder if, perhaps there's no way for us to fix that, is there? No, I suppose not. Now what's this here? Ah. You still all wish to hear of Henry. Now, as I said, Henry and I, we, hello, Lady Audra. So glad to see you as well. As I said, Henry and I, as children, we did not have any liking for each other. And I believe we had some conversations here and there, and as we got older, and I would visit in the summer, back from school in England, he would, he really wouldn't say much. I'd ask him questions about himself, and he wouldn't really answer them. Let's see. All right, everything's quite well. Well, you are sitting in front of me. If you were sitting directly in front of me, this is my right hand. To you, I would be, holding up. If you had touched my hand right here, right now, I would be touching your left hand. This is my right hand. You know, a true way that we can see something. Let's try something. George. George, do you have a pen or ink? It's just a little game we need ink for. You have a chalkboard? Interesting. Well, is that it just there? No, George, I want you to enjoy the ball tonight. I don't think you should even be working. Other than people who are serving food, why should you be working? I've got it, George. My lip is bleeding. Oh, is it? I didn't realize it was. It is here on my left side, yes. So odd. Now, sorry, I get lost in thought sometimes. I'll be right back. Let's see here. Ah. No, George, it's all right. I've got it. Here we go. All right. Let's see. All right, now here's the game. The game is, let's see if I write down a word. This is how you know you're in a dream. If this word you can read, then you'll know you're not dreaming. If this word you cannot read, if it looks mirrored to you. Now, what do you see? Can you read this word as if you're writing it, or do you see it as if you're seeing it through a mirror? Then you're not dreaming. This does look correct to you. Now, let's try something else. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to draw a heart here and a star here. Which one is correct to you? The heart or the star? Wonderful. Well, my friends, it seems this whole time, it's as if we've met in a dream. You see me, how I see myself. In a mirror. You see me how I see you. Or should I say, you see me how I see you seeing me. Oh my goodness. Well, all right. Yes, Henry, that's right. Now, Henry, as I said, we did not get on well as children. But 2 years ago, I cannot recall if it was the last week of February or if it was the very beginning of March. You know, I know a song like that, Brittany. It goes a little something like this. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you. The gleam in your eyes is so familiar a gleam. And I know it's true. Our visions are seldom all they seem. But if I know you, I know what you do. One of those notes didn't feel right. You love me at once, the way you did once, upon a dream. La, 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 da, 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 da. But if I know you, I know what you do. You love me at once, the way you did once, upon a dream. Do you think you could do me a favor, some of my friends? Let me say this in the best way that I can. You know how I met you, last year at the ball, right? It seems as if it were only a few hours ago, maybe even shorter. You see, I could have sworn you were wearing different gowns or different outfits. Some of you now, it's as if I can't even see you. I don't even know what you look like. Perhaps the lamps are too dark. Do you catch my meaning? It's hard to know. Let's see. Oh, good Lord. I got so close to you. I'm so sorry. My. That was quite frightening. Now, Henry and I, unknowingly, in the same moments, we were, in the same moments, about 3 years ago, we were both in relationships, and those relationships did not work. Yes. Sometimes I forget myself, and I'm very physically affectionate. You made me so happy, I thought I'd give you a kiss on the forehead. Now, The relationship that I ended was with Joseph Evans. Perhaps we could get more into that later. Do you recall the woman I told you Henry was dancing with? Well, my friend Eleanor Price, she told me that that woman was Lady Beatrice. Hold, please. I've received a letter from George. I must write a reply. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yes, Interesting. All right. And, pardon, just not writing a letter. There you go, Hannah. Quite so. Thank you, Brittany. Just scribbling a letter here. Ah, yes. Now I'll tell you. If I wanted a way to share an invitation to the ball, I would wonder if somewhere you could find an arrow. If I could see one, it's almost if I see it right here. So wild tonight. Ah. I'm covering my face with this letter. Let's see. Can you still hear the music at all? It is quite an odd night. This music seems so quiet. What are they dancing to in there? Nothing? All right. Back to this letter. I promise I will speak to you quite soon. See, and then I got that message. Yes. Yes, now I am with my last surviving friends of the night. All right, and there we go. All done, George. If you'll take that for me. Thank you. Now, where were we? What were we talking about? Henry? Now, here's the thing, Brittany. I don't think anyone here doesn't know who I am. I believe we've all met each other before. It seems I cannot exactly see who is all here. Oh? Hello. Now, it's lovely to see you. You've come all the way from India. Here to America. It's a pleasure to meet you. Is it Ramji? That's quite a lovely name. Did you, I haven't met you before. Have you, been invited to the Billings Ball? How lovely. Ah. You caught that in my eye, did you? I am just a little, feeling a little sad. You see, my Henry, he's gone upstairs to talk to his father. We also had a slight argument tonight. And, Ramji, it's also quite troubling that, you see, I come from a place where, well, it's as almost if my house looked like a giant clock. And now, I've lost that house. Yes, it seems it was destroyed. Quite sad. But I purchased a new house here in, well, how do the Americans say it quite? Montpelier, Vermont. And I'm here at the 35th Annual Billings Ball. Henry's father puts us on every year, every summer. And this is the one for 1906. The 35th Annual Billings Ball, can you believe? Good evening. Yes, I was talking about Lady Beatrice, wasn't I? My friend Eleanor Price, she told me... Well, she seems to know everything about everyone. She told me that the woman that Henry was talking to, Lady Beatrice, that was, Henry's fiancée. Yes, I do. I do quite like my house. It is quite different. But we're not even there now. This is a familiar place, the Billings Library. You see, Henry has told me before about his fiancée. Henry has both affections for women and men, or even people who, don't refer to themselves as either one of those. He's so sweet like that. So loving, such a big heart. I have only, affections for men. And I do hope that there's a world one day that we don't get as much persecution. Things have gotten better in 1906, but I fear it's really only my life of privilege that awards me so. Yes, Lady Bailey, quite right. You know, my friends, have you met Lady Bailey before? Yes, this beautiful woman in this pale pink gown. Bailey, you do look quite lovely. Now, Bailey and I, we met, I believe, one summer when I came back from England. What was that, 9, 10 years ago? Or is it 11 now? Can you believe that, Bailey? We've known each other for 11 years. And such a a fond, kindred friendship we have. You see, Bailey was, the first, well, one of the first people to know about, well, my affections. And she was always so kind of it. My sister. I thought I heard whispers of her here tonight. Perhaps not. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, Henry. And his, fiancée, Beatrice. You see, they got along just fine. They were attracted to each other. They seemed to get on quite well as friends. But friends don't always make lovers. Or partners. They just, as they spent time together trying to merge their family's wishes for them to join, it just did not work out. And I'm secretly glad for it. Though I would never really say it to anyone really quite outrightly, though I did just now. It's just that, had that not happened, Henry and I wouldn't have been together. And I couldn't imagine a world without Henry. I could not. I love him too dearly. But yes, you see, just around the time that things with Henry ended. What? What did I just say? Just around the time that things with Beatrice and Henry ended. Things with Joseph and I ended. And as fate would have it, when I was 18 years old, and Henry was 22, we accidentally met at a place we didn't expect to. You see, our families share a beautiful cabin in the mountains, and we frequented, our family, the Williams, we frequented in July, and the Billings will go in August and spend time near the lake. But I didn't think anyone would be there in late February, early March. It was cold. Things hadn't even started to turn quite to green yet. And that night that I had arrived at, the first rays of the evening were still visible, and I had asked my family if anyone would be there. I asked my father if he knew of anyone who had written, we have a shared ledger, seeing if, knowing who was visiting or not. But he didn't recall seeing anyone's name, and so I said, well, all right, I'll go. Am I making sense? I feel like I'm talking in circles. Now, when I had arrived, it was so cold, bitterly, and even though I could see a bit of the evening sun, dark clouds were looming overhead, promising a storm, perhaps. But I didn't care, because if I were going to be staying there for a few days and I was snowed in, where else would I go? Now, as luck would have it, even though I did not feel that way that night at first, as luck would have it, while I was unpacking things, I heard horses' hooves and a carriage. And, well, maybe there wasn't a carriage. It was just a horse. Because, that's right, a carriage, listen to me. Because if there were a carriage there, there would have been 3 people there that night. And there was not. It was just him. You see, I opened the door, and there was Henry, walking in front of his horse, holding his things. He looked shocked. I looked shocked. I said, "Henry, what are you... I didn't expect to see you here. How are you?" And he said, "What are you doing here? I was told no one would be here tonight." And I said, "I'm sorry. I figured nobody would be here. It's cold. Well, I think it's starting to drizzle. Why are you here?" He said, "Never mind why I'm here. I need this place for me alone. So I need you to go." And I said, "Well, Henry, I know that our families are used to telling people what they want and receiving that. But, Henry, I am not at your whim, and I was here first. So, goodbye." Even though, as I said goodbye, he strode right through the door, so... I said, "All right, let's not be ridiculous. How about we just both stay here and, well..." He was very against the idea. He said that he's just been, he just needs the place, he'd say. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Am I feeling quite all right? I don't know. What's that, George? Yes, I suppose so. My friends, George says that soon, the last dance of the evening will come. Now, let me finish this story. Henry was arguing with me, and I won't lie to you. When Henry is kind of angry or upset, there's something about his face. And perhaps it is troublesome of me to think so, but I find him even more attractive. Now, and not quite just yet. It's just, you know, had we been in the other mansion, the one that looked like a clock, I would have been there all night. But now that we're here, I do just wish to, just to talk to you. So. Sorry, I just thought of something funny. A joke between Henry and me. Perhaps you'll see it. Now, Henry and I were arguing. Finally, I came up with the idea. I said, "Henry..." I looked outside, and I saw that it was beginning to to ice and to snow. And I wasn't going to go back down the mountain. Mm. Now, I told Henry, listen, I'm not going out there tonight. And honestly, neither should you. So how about we just stay here? This cabin is big enough for 20 people, so how about you stay on the northern side, and I will stay over here. He begrudgingly agreed. And, you know, my friends, I don't know if you know this about me, but I love to tell stories. I love to talk. Surprising, I'm sure. Now, I don't know, I suppose maybe I was lonely or just intrigued. So I said, Henry, you know, you don't have to talk to me, but I was just wondering, how are you? Are you well? What's been happening with you? Good things, bad things? He said, not much is happening. I said, it's funny. You know, I've known you my whole life. But I really don't know much about you, Henry. Other than just general shallow things. If we are to spend some time here, and the snow is piling up quite quickly, so we might be here for a day or two, I suppose I'd like to get to know you better, if that's all right. But if you'd rather your solitude, I'll respect your wish. He said, that sounds refreshing, honestly. So we began to talk. And as we began to talk, I realized I had moved closer. See, he was sitting on a chaise, and I was sitting over on the windowsill. But suddenly, yeah, we had both moved to the couch, as he calls it. I've always referred to it as a sofa. Yes, when I looked back out the window, who knows how much time had passed? The sun was, well, gone. It had disappeared, and I said, Henry, pardon, I am enjoying getting to know you, but you see, there's something I've always loved to do since I was a child. I love to be out with the first of the snow. Sometimes I even take walks in it. He said, well, if you don't mind, I'll watch it with you. I said, all right. I was just planning to go sit on the porch and maybe on one of those benches and bring a blanket or something. He said, how about I light a fire in the pit out there? I said, that sounds wonderful. Now, Henry brought some blankets with him and started the fire, and then well, he sat by me, and suddenly, his leg rested against mine. Now, I've experienced this before with other men, but up to that point, I thought Henry was just like every other majority of men that I've met who only like women. When I turned and looked at Henry while he was telling me some story, I saw him as if for the first time. His face, the shadows that danced across his face with the fire. This was a man that I hadn't really quite gotten to know. See, before, when I had seen Henry or exchanged a very brief conversation, he was just some boy. Some boy in the Billings family who I didn't really care to get to know. But, that night, he looked like someone I'd really like to know. Somebody who I was already enjoying knowing. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but suddenly, things happened so quickly, falling together like... Have you ever been cooking something? A cake, perhaps? What do you mean? 1916? 16 has always been a good number for me. Now, as I said, suddenly, it was like something was pulling us together. Like two ends of a ribbon being tied into a bow, or like just in a magic moment where simple batter turns into a delicious cake. Now, I felt Henry's hand on my arm, and then our lips met, and we kissed. And it's as if everything just was right in that moment. Everything was... it made sense. And I don't know if you've ever experienced something like this, but if you haven't, I hope you do, and if you, have, I hope that that love lasts you a lifetime, if not longer. But yes, this was, almost 3 years ago now. And Henry and I have been together ever since. We've shared 2 summers together, and that's spring into summer. You know, Sassy, you say quite interesting things. Sometimes I fear that you are, a bit more inebriated than you planned on tonight. Have you had a many too champagnes? I've only had one, and honestly, it made me feel quite dizzy. That's why I came to sit here in the library. I don't believe I know you, Sassy. You know, Henry and I were made for each other, weren't we, Brittany? It's gone quite silent out there in the ballroom. Do you even hear music playing? Do you suppose they're done dancing? Wow. Sassy, you speak as if you're a conglomeration of spirits, as if you're a deity. But yet you're human. I fear, Sassy, that you, well, I fear you might not be well, my dear. Perhaps you should have a seat. George, could you get my friend here, Sassy, is it a glass of water or a cold rag, perhaps? Do you hear that? This is from Tchaikovsky. The ballet, Swan Lake. Have you ever seen it? Ah, such beautiful music. You know, the Billings, for quite a few years now, they end their ball with this song. It's just so triumphant in a way. George, this is the last dance, yes, I am hearing Tchaikovsky. Well, all right. My friends, you know, sorry, my neck, You know, Sassy, I have experienced things like this. I fear we all have. And you are, you speak quite plainly, don't you? Sassy, just listen to this, though. This movement of this piece is gorgeous. Here we go. It's just this swell of the music. Here we go. Ah. And then it all just trickles away. How wonderful. My friends, I do wish to tell you something. Do you think I could, tell you a little secret? Yes, I understand. Well, I'll tell you a secret. And perhaps you should sit down. This one's this one will throw you for a spell. Especially after the night that we've had. Tonight. So many interesting things going on. I, quite simply and quite quickly, will be breaking character. Because I am just done. Hi! Hi. You always say it out loud. Hello. Guys. You're actually a collectible artist. Just, I know you were. I know you're just joking, Sassy. Did you follow me from TikTok? Or are you just somebody new here on YouTube? Regardless, I'm happy you're here. Wow. Sad that I got ready as fast as I could, and you all saw how fast I got ready. Just for us to be all booted off. Damn. I don't really know the community guidelines here. Can I say curse words? I don't even think I could really say them in the other place. Oh, it was so fast. Oh, did you guys catch that joke earlier? The joke was, in the final votes of that poll, when I said, whose origin would you like to hear? Let me read you the percents. Joseph, 0%. Bill Billings, 15%. Eleanor, 15%. And Henry, the love of my life, my lover, was 69. 100%. And when I saw that, I couldn't even stop myself. I just said, God, it's so fucking funny. I know, we needed something. Ugh. Look at this tear. It looks so good. It's like visible here, it's visible here. And I'm hungry. I realize I haven't really eaten that much today. But I'm glad I got that little video out. If I close out of this, if I swipe, does it pause? Let's test it. Don't go anywhere. Let's see what happens. I'm back. Guys, it didn't save my last TikTok to my phone. I think if I try to open it on my iPad, it's just gonna like not do anything. Yep. Same thing. Just kick me out. Yeah. Do you guys want to talk longer? Like 10 minutes? Do you want to talk longer than that? We could talk about how stupid it is that... And here's the thing. The, like, natural place is to go to Instagram. And I feel like if I went to Instagram, then I would be catching more people, right? However, I'm trying to, like, hold to the principle that Instagram is part of Meta, and Meta is literally, like, part of the reason why TikTok is gone. So I just, like, cannot get myself to go live on there. Like, it's just, it's... Ugh. And, like, they're gonna make money anyway, but I don't know. Donna, can you get your videos from TikTok? I got them all this week. But that's the thing, Brittany. I also think that, like, maybe it could be, like, a thing for... Hey, Jake! This is the Jake Kennedy that I know, right? Yeah, that looks like you. Hey, Jake. Wow, this music is loud. What was I saying? What was I saying? You just hear my stomach. Oh, I think, like, it could be a thing for Trump just to, like, get fucking... So he can be like, I saved it. And everyone to be like, yay! Oh, he is good. I don't care. Like, he is not good. He's not a good person. See, I also think that. And, like, whatever. You know what? If we get 10 days, 90 days, 270 days, as many days as we think, honestly, whatever time we get, if we get it back on TikTok, we're just going to use it. We're going to use it to help us out. All us in the Swan Society. Ooh, what you have to do, it all stinks, but hey. But they're winning right now. Yeah. I know. I don't know. I don't know that I can just go to Instagram. It's like literally part of the problem. Right. That's what I was thinking, Brittany. Like, if we do get more time on TikTok, yeah. Like I said, whatever time that we get on TikTok, I will, like, hit that new character as hard as I can. Because that's going to pull more people in the mystery, right? I know that we all love Charles Williams, but he's done, you know, and we can always bring him back time to time to say hello. But and one day, I will make him into a movie. I will do it. Because we all deserve that, don't we? What was I talking about? I don't know. I think I'm just hungry now. I can't really think. Oh, my eyes look so green here. Kind of grayish, though. Green. Well, my friends, I guess we will just try to stay connected the best we can. I'm going to upload a whole bunch of stuff, maybe tonight or tomorrow, to here on YouTube. And I keep thinking I'm going to say, like, and maybe I'll just go live on Instagram just to, like, get everybody over here. But it being, like, just literally such a part of the problem. Ugh, I just don't know that I can, like, do it. Ah! This is so dumb. Sorry. Well, I don't think I'll be going live for a minute. Because I've gone live for 6 days straight now. I think I need a little break. And I really only came back with Charles Williams just to try to, like, grab everybody as much as I could. And hey, we got, like, 200-something subscribers here, so good for us. But good night, Tisha. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. To all of you who have literally stayed here and followed me over here to YouTube, God, you don't even know, like, how thankful I am. Or maybe you do. I just really am so thankful for each and every one of you. I hope you know that. Hey, 251 subscribers. That's exciting. Fun. Ooh, somebody commented on a singing video. Wow. Hang on. I'm responding to this comment. I'll have to watch yours. Also, from being sick, I have this, like, little cough, and it hasn't really, like, gone away. It's gotten a lot better, and then it, like, went away, but then it came back a little bit. I don't think it's, like, a bacterial thing. Apparently you can have, like, a subacute cough. Oh, are you really? Yeah, everybody's getting sick. Literally everybody. I texted my mom and dad because I was like, hey, like, since TikTok's gonna be dead tomorrow, can I come and see you? Because, like, I miss you guys. My mom was like, I'm sick. And I was like, oh, well. My sister just got sick. Everybody's getting sick. And Bailey is right. I should go eat. That's funny, Kendra. Yeah, apparently it can last up to 8 weeks. That's right, I sure can. Well, my loves, I don't know what we're going to do, but I will see you here. I'll see you everywhere that I can. I'm going to take a break for a little bit. I don't know that I'm going to go back live as Charles Williams again. I don't know. I don't know. Let me just say it again. I don't know. I love you all. You know this is how we say goodbye. Here we go. Ready? Whew. Catch my kiss. Catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it. Reach out and grab it. Thank you. Now, blow it back. You better blow it back. There we go. Well, whoever you come back as. Even as if yourself, you are amazing and wonderful and we love you. Oh, Brittany. I'm so glad I got you, baby. And I'm so glad I got Kendra and everybody else who's here. Everybody else who's been here tonight. Crystal. Yeah, comment something real quick so I can see. So I can just see who all made it to the very end. 86 minutes. Goodness. There's 10 of you. Bailey, well, I know Bailey. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, Bailey. I guess you're just like supporting me. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna go. I love you. I'll see you soon. Have fun watching my YouTube channel. And if you want to talk, hey, we're on that Discord and we can just chat it up. We need to liven it back up, right? Come say anything. Nope. Not anything. Come say nice things, fun things, interesting things. I love you. Let's all go. Today was crazy. How do I end this? That's a great question. Let's see. Nope. Did I just click this X? I don't know. See you